What'd you think of that, Jose?
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Great experience.
Get the barrel you wanted?
No.
Oh, well.
But we got the barrel we needed.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, next barrel pick with Clinton Liquors here. It's following my face. Jono, Jose.
He's got it on. He's got it on tracking, so that it only tracks.
Yep. Good thing is I didn't even put on tracking. And we are here at Jim Beam. So today we are going to Jim Beam and we're going to do a Cask Strength Knob Creek pick for Clinton Liquors and the good old Smoky Mountain Bourbon Society. And one of the coolest things is we get to take one of our members, Carlos, along. He'd never even been to Kentucky, let alone a distillery, just getting into bourbon, and he had a fantastic time. But first things first, the gift shop, and they have the new Batch 2 Lineage. We actually tried that up at the bar, and it is very good. It is equally as good as Batch 1. It's got some of the oldest stuff you can get, sort of, from Jim Beam all mixed together, and they just make a fantastic blend. They do these Distiller series too, Distiller shares, where they do experimental stuff, and soon we will go to a bit of a secret tour and actually see this distillery that they do the experimental stuff in. Now, if you take anything away from this video, if you go to Jim Beam, you have to go have lunch here at the kitchen table, and you have to get the duck poppers. They're like duck meat wrapped up with cream cheese and a jalapeno popper. So damn good. You can get pours of all sorts of cool stuff here, and yeah, so 100% go do that. Don't know why I'm so blurry here, but there we go. This is the upstairs part of the gift shop, and this is also where their bar is, where you can buy even more pours and get even more cool stuff. So yeah, this is upstairs from the original downstairs, and you go out those doors there to get to the kitchen. So here's a bus, really cool bus, not our bus. We got the short bus. So Justin will be our tour guide and also run us through our barrel pick. Fantastic guy, just 10 out of 10.
That's small, but compared to what we have going on across the street right over there, it is a little bit smaller. It's a much more financially viable way for us to play around and try new things, and we'll talk about some of the ways in which we're playing around. Across the street over there, I know we're looking right into the sun, but everything you see on that side of the hill, that's the original distillery facility. Original meaning that that's where Jim reopened us post-Prohibition. Jim actually purchased this property that we've been here in Claremont on for more than 9 decades now. He purchased it during the 1920s, which was Prohibition, right? During that time, he and the family, they just kind of bounced around and tried out all sorts of different ventures. They tried coal mining over in eastern Kentucky. They tried citrus farming all the way down in Florida. They were terrible at both of those things, lost a fair bit of money, and scurried back to here in Claremont. Jim purchased this property. He ran this site as a limestone quarry operation. It's called the Sunbeam Quarry Company. You can see how we're almost built into the hillside, and later on when we drive to the back of the property, you're going to see the kind of cliffside and everything. You can imagine how they were, digging into that hillside, processing that limestone rock bed. That's what got the family through Prohibition. In my opinion, the most brilliant thing that Jim did was he actually went back through Bardstown. Y'all know Bardstown? Yeah, modern metropolis, I know. But that's where Jim and his father had originally had the Clear Springs Distilling Company prior to Prohibition, making Old Tub, Pebble Ford, a couple other brands. But he went back through Bardstown and he gathered up a bunch of his old crew, brought a lot of those distillery crew members to work here at the quarry in Claremont, which one is a very cool and decent thing to do, take care of your people, right? A lot of those people that work for your family, it kept that company afloat for a long time. A lot of them were bouncing around trying to do odd jobs to get through Prohibition as well, right? But their trade was also illegal, right? So he brought them here, gave them good, stable pay, but at the end of the day, he was also looking forward to eventually the future where hopefully Prohibition would be repealed. And it finally was, and he had his crew, he had his team. They were ready to rock and roll. He set to work immediately. He got us rebuilt, relicensed, and we were distilling once again within 120 days of Jim's notice of the repeal of prohibition. He was 70 years old at the time. We find that pretty damn impressive. We like to say you do all that, you get to throw your name on whatever the hell you want to around here. That's what Jim did, right? He reopened us as the James B. Beam Distilling Company. We've been here for 9 decades since. The first product that came out post-prohibition was Colonel James B. Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Eventually that did get shortened to what he preferred to be called, which is just Jim. That happened in the late 1940s. That brand is the one that has taken us across the globe. Jim's son, TJ, really leveraged that kind of post-World War era, the 50s and 60s. Got our foothold in the international market, and we've been skyrocketing ever since. Jim Beam has since become and remained the best-selling bourbon in the entire world, and it has made us the largest bourbon producer in the entire world as well.
It's also the official bourbon of Major League.
So this is inside their like mini, when I say mini, it's not very mini, experimental distillery, and they just have some legendary bottles here. Some of the first release Booker's, you'll see a Booker's Rye coming up pretty soon. Literally they were all sort of like hand written, printed dates and stuff like that. They had the anniversary bottles, 15, 10, 25, all that stuff. So yeah, some really, really great stuff here and great memorabilia. So pretty super cool place. There's all the fermenting tanks and stuff like that. And there is their mini still, which is still 100 times bigger than say some smaller craft type distilleries. But this is where they do a lot of that small bottle distiller share stuff, the stuff where they're going to try stuff out without having to put it into their super large production stills. Very nice location, very nice plant.
Now, those of us who have not been here,
Yeah, come over here, there's Fred and Freddie No and Booker No. Now this guy was a monster. He was like 6'5", absolutely monster of a man, and that's why Freddie knows they called him Little Book, because he had the attitude of Booker, but he was a bit littler, but he's still a fairly big guy. Now there's a legendary bottle. I have tried that. Mr. Mike Kawa gave me a sample, and I still have 1 ounce left that I need to give it another try one day. So here's all the fermenting tanks. Behind me is a secret laboratory that I was not allowed to film, so make sure I don't cover any of that. But yeah, let's carry on with the tour.
This is the very beginning of the process where we take our grains and our water and we bring them together. The cook process takes about 2 hours. About 2 hours, we have a fully cooked mash, and we're ready to load that up into a fermentation tank. This one is a few thousand gallons. The cookers we have across the street are about 10,000 gallons. Right? Now, once the grain is cooked, it's got to get cooled down. So as we walk this way, be careful, but look through the floor. You see all those pipes zigzagging down through the floor? That system right there is our mash cooler. It's a heat exchange system that cools the mash down until it's ready to go into our fermentation tanks. We're going to go check a couple of these out. Now,
Smoky Mountain Bourbon Society team, but hungry. Gonna eat a bit of brewer's porridge here. If you want one of these massive Smoky Mountain Bourbon Society shirts, join the Facebook group, Smoky Mountain Bourbon Society.
all that sugar, and it's certainly producing plenty of ethanol for us because we can see all the carbon dioxide that it's producing. You can try this one as well. Just be careful of the CO2 gas. Use a different finger, don't be an animal. Oh yeah.
So this is how much of a fucking legend Justin was. We'd said that Jose had never tried White Dog, so he grabbed a glass, went over to the still, and got the man some White Dog.
Straight off the still.
Straight from the still.
Now, y'all, I know that it's the name on my picture, but I've tried a lot of White Dog from a lot of different distilleries. and honest to goodness, this is like my favorite white dog I've ever had.
Well, there's times I'll be literally craving white dog.
Yeah.
Because you can get that.
It's just there, that copper vessel that you see. You can actually see through the sight glass there, that low line boiling away for that secondary round of distillation. That's what's cleaning up our product back there. So it does look a little bit like a traditional pot still. Of course, it's not, because it runs continuously, just like our pot still does. So
How often do you guys have to take these back to zero and clean them out?
we will shut down and clean once a week here in this facility. Across the street in the big facility once.
So then he took us downstairs. Super awesome bar here that they do like craft cocktails. They do training for bartenders and that sort of stuff. Meeting rooms, tasting rooms, all sorts of cool stuff down here. This place is so freaking cool, and not a place you normally get to come. This is not on the normal tours. None of the normal tours that I've ever been here in Jim Beam. So a little secret access going on here. And then he takes us into their conference room where there are just a whole wall of amazing old dusties, and we get to try the Infinite 2.
Now, this light fell yesterday and we have not fixed it, so I do apologize. But
I didn't notice it.
yeah, y'all take a gander and I'll be back.
So is it true old tub's done?
Justin did not confirm or deny the status of Old Tub. But I tell you what, if they continue with Old Tub, they should definitely use that bottle down the bottom left there. Super cool. But this stuff down the bottom left and some of this other stuff is all pre-prohibition. Down here, it's just missing the Old Tub on the left there. But yeah, some really old Jim Beam going on here. All pre-prohibition. And then some special bottles. Get into the old bowling pin, which actually is going to make a reoccurrence. I've seen a label of a new Jim Beam bowling pin bottle coming out, and hopefully it's in the same sort of, it's got to be, right? It's got to be in this bowling pin type decanter thing. Otherwise, how could it be a bowling pin? Some of the old Grandad stuff. Old Overholt. Old Crow. That's a label they need to bring back in, high quality Old Crow, because that has a legendary long history. So now let's go try out this Infinite Batch 2.
The legs on it. Some you hear people talk about the legs.
Yeah, it's the run now, right?
Yeah, the holy.
Tell us how disgusting it is. Dustin, what's it smell like? Nut juice? Oh, it smells pretty good.
That smells fantastic.
Yeah. The three main liquids that were blended together. It was the 8-year brown rice that was distilled by Freddie. It was the 14, 15-year-old Knob Creek distilled by Fred, and then it was like 20 and 21-year-old liquid distilled by Booker. Some of the last liquid that he ever laid down in barrels before he passed away. This year, added to the batch.
Damn it, I was hoping I'd hate this. I really did. I wanted to hate it. Now I've got it.
There is, and I'm sorry, I'm being super paranoid. Do you care to turn the camera on?
What the hell is even that?
A few moments later.
So Justin did tell us what was involved in the blend of Infinite 2, but we can't tell you, and I honestly totally forgot. Basically, long and short of it, they added a few more whiskeys to a unknown amount of the original one. But here are the 4 barrels we got to pick from. A and B instantly just spoke to me. They were gnarly looking, especially A. So I had preconceived ideas A were going to be the one.
A couple of reasons for that. One, K for Knob Creek. Right? 2, for whatever reason, back in 1951 when this structure was built, they built this big wide aisle just like this. Most of the time rick houses have aisleways about that wide all the way around, but for whatever reason on this side we got extra room. We'll take it, right? Helps us to have these barrels rolled out, tables out here, just still plenty of space. Yeah, and also people like to say the warehouse sign, if you saw it out there, WHSE warehouse K. Kind of looks like whiskey. Right? yeah. So it's kind of fun. But no, it's a pretty special one. Like I said, 1951. A lot of this lumber is original. However, as it's getting older, this is next on the slate to be remediated. So come back and visit us sometime in the future. Within the next like 2 years, chances are we could be hanging out in a different rick house. Next time you come down here, we're probably going to be in Warehouse M, right across the way over there. So, but yeah, they'll be coming in and replacing some of the lumber, just making sure that Warehouse K holds up and does what she does best for many more years to come. Right?
And deals.
Yeah, exactly. So now we've got 4 barrels that we're going to crack open and take a look at today. And that's not a joke. You're totally allowed to Google at it because it is pretty funny. But it's a bung knocker, and we use it to knock the bungs out of the bung holes. All right, those are very real, professional terms that I use in my job every day. All right, very serious work we do here. But no, that's really what it's called. The way that it works is you hit the one piece of wood, the one stave that the bung is in, and when you hit it hard enough, it's going to flex. It's going to pop that bung up out of the barrel. All right. Now, it doesn't do anything if I hit these staves over here or these over here. Right? It doesn't really help if I hit the hoops. And it certainly isn't going to help if I hit the bung itself. Right? Because then I'm only driving it in further. We want it to wiggle and pop up and out. Right? So, really where you'd be aiming for is there and there, back and forth. Most of these look okay. Barrel A and B down there, their hoops are a little bit closer, so we might have to get really, really good with our aim and whatnot. But we'll see how we go along. All right. Does anybody want to take a swing at them? Jose, you want to go for it? You want to go barrel D right here? You got plenty of room right there.
You want D or A?
Doesn't matter. Your choice.
Hey.
He's not scared about that.
Yeah, he's not scared.
He's not scared.
All right. Don't be shy about it.
Side, right?
Yep.
Last,
There you go.
look at it.
Hey!
I thought it was.
Oh, you broke your cherry.
Gonna go all the way through.
I know you accidentally hit it, and I was like, oh shit, we're goners.
Yeah.
And then he got that sucker out of there. That was pretty good.
So Jose, our bourbon newbie, he was able to knock that out in like 3 hits, and I'll tell you what, it's not that easy. I was not able to get mine out. I had to smash mine and chisel it out on the barrel I've got here in my house. So yeah, way to go, Jose.
Barrels can survive about a 4-story fall. Don't ask me how I know that.
Full.
Wow.
That's
Who wants another barrel? Anybody want to claim one?
Nail you up.
Ah.
There it goes.
There
It's
you
coming.
go.
It's coming. Hey.
Nice.
That's fine.
Drew took a little bit longer, but that was that bung was really in there. So let's get to tasting these things now. The Knob Creek Select Picks, or whatever you call them, they used to be 120 proof. So all the barrels needed to be more than 120 proof, and then they would be proofed down to 120. Now it's all cask strength. So they range, and they said they'd been ranged from about 113 was the lowest he'd ever seen, up to like maybe 128 is the highest. So we're going to pick something a little bit unusual here.
With a lot of the Knob Creeks
Wow, what
is they drink.
be.
They naturally seem
Yeah,
like when
man.
they got proofed down to 120, it's almost like the heat profile goes up. Like when you're tasting it, the ethanol is hotter because they've proofed it down. It's the weirdest. They're one of the few out there that I've seen that kind of like. There's been so many store picks that I've got that at 120 that are just like.
Watch out. Because sometimes those
A got better the more you drank it.
Yeah.
Hey, it does get better,
Yeah.
but something like that.
just-
A is super smooth,
consistent,
but
sweet.
I feel like
Then oaky
it's the lower proof and people prefer.
It's a rock, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's
we
kind
haven't
of.
had any in a minute.
Maybe
Roll
goes back
wrong.
to if you're just choosing a good bourbon, they're both fantastic. But if you're choosing the traditional Knob Creek with the peanut flavor and
The peanut flavor
And
is
yeah.
absent in A, in my opinion.
it's not
Yeah.
there.
It's
It
very
is.
much there in B.
I don't like
Yeah,
peanut.
definitely did.
I think it's maybe A. I wouldn't know it was an Knob Creek.
Right, but
Yes,
I do.
that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
No, we'll see, but that's your choice. Are
Yeah.
you-
It's kind of like what we did with Jack Daniels. We went with the
We've had the
banana
we had the option for that
to
really off profile.
Yeah, off
Yeah.
profile.
Same thing happened with the Cedar Ridge the other night.
Which one did you say was off profile?
I felt like A was a little bit off profile compared to.
That's my favorite because I
I love it too. It's drink smooth, but I feel like the B's got better
Yeah.
the notes.
B,
with,
B is just
Knob Creek.
like if I'm sitting in my chair in the
Yeah, I
office
mean-
and I'm thinking, what?
So after that heated deliberation, there wasn't really much deliberation. Came down to barrel B, and the shocker was it was the lowest proof one at 114.8. The Jim Beam rep said that was probably the lowest proof barrel he had ever seen picked. Now, a lot of people just come in and they say, give me the highest one, or give me one above 120, but we picked 100% on taste, and this barrel is fantastic. So join the Smoky Mountain Bourbon Society or become a member of House Bourbon. This should be releasing in like November. What'd you think of that, Jose?
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Great experience.
Get the
I
barrel you
appreciate
wanted?
guys. No.
Oh, well.
But we got the barrel we needed.
Yeah, that's it.
I love it.
So us in the Smoky Mountain Bourbon Society picked a fucking banger of a Knob Creek. Now, I am not a Knob Creek fan, but this thing is really good. And the special thing about it, it's low proof. It's like 114 proof. We did not pick for proof. We 1000% picked for flavor. So yeah, stay tuned to find out about that. What do you think about our Knob Creek pick? I think it's fucking amazing, and I would fucking buy it all day, and I think it's probably the best Knob Creek pick that's ever been Knob Creeked. Thanks, Jim. So there you are. Thanks for watching, and yeah, long story short, the batch 2 of both the Infinite and the Lineage are fantastic. Our Knob Creek pick will be amazing. Probably should see that maybe end of October, possibly more like November, but stay tuned and we will give you all the details of when and where that will be. So yep, thanks for watching again. Please like, subscribe and comment, follow, stuff like that. Bye.